Bears fall just short right there on the goal line in a shootout in San Francisco. Caleb Williams, Ben Johnson, they went toe-to-toe with Kyle Shanahan and Brock Purdy, but that defense did not show up today. I'm a little worried because Jerry Azumah and Lance Briggs got the reality spray is holstered and loaded, and I think it's going to be pointed right at my direction for most of this program. Stick with us. It's the Brick by Brick After Show. We're breaking it all down starting right now. Welcome back to the Brick by Brick After Show, presented by our good friends over at Circa Sports and Empire Today. Make sure you're hitting up circasports.com for all your gambling needs. And if you're heading over to Empire Today, make sure you use the code CHGO for $350 off all your flooring needs. I am your host, Greg Braggs Jr. Alongside me, as always, is Jerry Azumah, a.k.a. Zoom23, and Lance L. Boogie 55.
Burger.
Double Nickel. Burger. All the great names for our guy Lance Briggs, as I affectionately call him. Briggsy. We're doing it here.
Yes, we are, Braggsy.
Fell just short.
Braggs it.
You got a Briggs.
That's what happened in the UK.
Should we spray this right now?
You got a so scared.
You got to dump the whole bottle out.
I mean, it's full.
You got to.
Full.
It'll be empty by the end of the show.
I promise it will be, because I'm sure you guys were enjoying all my silver linings in our first post-game show. If you didn't have a chance to watch that, watch it after you're done hanging out with us. But we appreciate every single one of you. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Right off the top, just want to give you a quick reminder, we did have a huge merch drop after the Bears clinched the NFC North Championship on Saturday when the Packers fell to the Ravens. And there it is, Iceman merch, CHGO football with a new design as well. You go to store.allcitynetwork.com and you can get those awesome designs there. Get them now while they last, because that first run goes quick. I put my order in late last night, but they are available to you in our merch store. Once again, store.allcitynetwork.com. So, all right, guys. Feels like this is a good day to level out.
Hold on a minute.
Okay, we're going to hold on the leveling out. Yes, sir. You have the floor, Brent.
Yeah,
you have
because
the floor.
listen. I want to bring this to attention. I want to bring this to everybody's attention.
Yes, sir.
You sounded a little soft today.
Oh.
You sounded a little soft today. So, and when I say that is, before the game, you were very content. I don't want to say content. I'm just saying happy with the state of the Bears, which we all were. But as we should be. But the state was my mental focus today is we're in the playoffs.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So wait till we get into the playoffs to see the monster come out.
Okay.
And then after the loss, and I couldn't hear details. Mm-hmm. But it sounded to me like you let the Bears off a little bit easier than they should have been.
So he wasn't critical.
You didn't hold him to the kettle now.
Standard.
Yep, because the standard is the standard.
The standard is the standard.
You know what he sounded like? He sounded a little soft. He sounded a little soft. That's all.
That's good. And everybody's got a different level of standard.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's got a different level of their standard and where their expectations lie. And I think we're all kind of changing our expectations from where they were at the start of the season, where they were 2 games into the year when they started 0-2, to halfway through the season to now where we're at now, 100%. And we all understand that the NFL has become an offensive-driven league, and I know that upsets you guys greatly for what you guys brought to the league and laid the foundation and the groundwork for the players that play now. So it's no disrespect to your side of the ball because the defense was putrid here tonight. No question about it.
That was very kind.
But the offense, you can't help but be excited about what you see from a really young team in a second-year quarterback, a rookie running back, a rookie wide receiver, a rookie tight end, an undrafted free agent in Jade Walker. They balled out again on the road against a playoff team and went toe-to-toe.
Against another defense that sucked.
Yep.
Bingo.
They're like both defenses sucked.
This defense is not good.
Right. Both defenses sucked. Mm-hmm. We just sucked more.
More.
We sucked more.
More.
Yeah, they sucked less. Yeah. Right. So, just put that out there.
No, that's fair. And I think the other aspect of it, too, is, and Jerry, I'll let you jump in here, but, obviously I don't want the Bears defense putting out a performance like that again. And if they do, they're right. But I think I'm also kind of where I'm at. We've been through this all year with their lack of pass rush. And if they can't generate turnovers, I mean, we've seen it all year long. They don't get to the quarterback. They give up a lot of points. Takeaways, sorry.
Sorry.
No, you're right. You've been working that all year on me.
Yeah.
If they're not getting takeaways, the one thing they are doing is giving up a lot of yardage, giving up a lot of points. That's been going on all year. So, unfortunately, I can take that brick and beat my head against it until I'm blue in the face. But the reality is the flaws of this defense, absolutely, I could take both those bricks and break them right now.
I just tried to slip that in. I think that was going to stop
you. If you want, I'll take both them bricks and break them in half.
You're going to mess up the thumbs down, though.
Yeah.
We don't want to mess that up.
But I am kind of reserved to, all right, this defense is what it is, and the flaws of this defense can't get fixed until March. Unfortunately, the playoffs are in January.
Look, we've seen this defense actually come and play at a high level.
Yeah, we've seen them play.
We've seen them hit the standard.
Yes.
So I don't want to hear any of that. Right now, they are playing, playoff caliber teams. This is what it is all about now. And as a defense, you have to stop something. You have to stop something. And that something should be stop the run. You should go into a game plan and be able to stop the run. That should be number one on your hit list, especially when you have a person like CMC. The ball is going to be going to CMC. So there should be no hesitation with your steps or with your eyes. You should be going downhill and attacking right now, because he is the guy and he's going to get the ball. And also their offensive line was a little banged up too. No Trent Williams.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No Big Trent. And that's a big part of their offense.
No Kittle.
I mean, he's a big part of their running offense as well. So they had some missing pieces, and they were able to rush for 200 yards. 200 yards. 100 yards, over 100 yards before the half. It's just very unacceptable. And if you want to be a team that's going to do damage in the playoffs, the defense has to stop one thing, and that one thing has to be stop the run.
And this is one of the issues why, when there was so much credit going to Dennis Allen early on, they were like, Dennis Allen is this, Dennis Allen is that. No. There's a standard. It has to be a standard. And yeah, I do think that he's doing the best he can, especially with his personnel, for whatever reason, within reason. But the things that I saw from the linebackers, and I'm pointing out the linebackers from this game.
It was disappointing.
Okay. In coverage, in underneath coverage against the run, you're either coaching it or you're allowing it to happen. It's one of the two, because I saw too much of it today. It was all day long. The wide open receivers running the dig route. In particular, number one, Ricky Pearsall.
Right down the middle of
the football. Right down the doggone. Here it comes, guys. If they're going to throw the ball, here comes the dig. It's coming.
It's coming right now.
Let's stop it.
Yeah.
Once. Okay? They weren't able to do that. They weren't able to get downhill. And I know we were in a two shell, so they were two gapping. But the run game, the ball always stayed play side.
They didn't have to worry about any cutbacks.
They didn't have to worry about cutbacks. So you can hit the play side, your play side gap. Force the runner to bounce all the way back. Force him to bounce all the way back, but they didn't do that because they didn't come downhill.
Let me ask you a question.
They weren't violent either.
There was a play by the linebackers. They just didn't get there in time, but it was a handoff to CMC to the right-hand side, and he ran in. But what did you see the linebackers doing in particular on that play?
Well, we're going to talk about TJ. We're going to talk about TJ, okay? On this in particular play in the red zone, it's an outside play, okay? It's an outside play. You see the shoulders of CMC turn to the sideline. You know right now you can come out of your gap.
Right now.
You're going outside right now. One of the linemen, I don't know if it was a lineman or it was a tight end, that they worked up to the second level. TJ ducked underneath. And when he ducked underneath, he completely took himself out of the play. Not only did he take himself out of the play, but he opened up a wide gap for CMC just to jog right on through to the end zone. So instead of him going over the top or really playing downhill, taking on that block, beating him to the outside and hammering that ball inside, he dipped under and took himself completely out of the play instead of hammering it back to his teammates. So we didn't have a chance there.
It also seemed that he had just bad eyes. Like, if you just read your keys,
correct,
then you can kind of play fast, especially in situations like that. Like, there was no sense of urgency in terms of playing the cutback with CMC. CMC was basically hitting his spot downhill right now. So that tells you immediately that you can just go.
Yes.
And when you go and there is a guy that you have to kind of get through, you need to go over the top to be successful at that. Because if you go underneath, then you just take your play out, you take yourself out, and you create a massive run lane, which he actually ended up scoring on.
Zoom, I saw pullers. I saw CMC going to the offensive right, which means linebacker-wise, if you're watching your keys, okay, in a two shell, you should be watching the dot back, which is CMC. He's the dot back. He takes a step to the left. To our defensive left. We should be taking a step to our left. Linebackers, and I saw them adjust. They adjusted to a motion. Their first step was to the right. Okay. The ball was run to the defensive left, and it was a wide open doggone hole. Okay, part of this game where he ran for the longest yardage he's run all season was, to me, self-inflicted, and it's bothersome for me as a linebacker when I see linebackers bad discipline with their eyes. When you step the wrong way, I know your eyes were wrong. We know it right away. I was coached for a long time. Listen, the first thing you got to do is you got to know your alignments. Then you got to know your doggone assignment. Then you got to execute.
But we also have to ask the question, why is this even happening this late in the season? Like, this should just be instinctive at this point. They
should be lining up in formations, and you should be calling it out right
Communication.
Now. You should be communication. You should be calling out, hey, alert this, alert that, alert this, alert. Here this comes. Here this comes. Hey, they're in this formation. Here's number one. They're going to run whether they drop back or they play action. Here comes the dig.
Right.
Don't take the cheese.
Right. They took a lot of that.
Well, and 100% where you talk about the linebackers or, the DBs not being able to hold up, but the other part of that equation is getting to the quarterback. Or at least creating pressure to knock him off his spot. He's making a sandwich back there at times when they are, having deep progression throws. And then they do a lot of quick game where you're not even really going to get to the quarterback on some of those plays as well. But they end the game with one sack, but it's not even just the lack of quarterback hits or pressures. It's also when they had opportunities where they had him dead to rights or a player in the backfield, and they weren't able to finish the play. Specifically, the one where Brock Purdy rolls out, he shakes Austin Booker and I believe Andrew Billings and makes them look silly, and then finds the fullback in the corner of the end zone, and then he's doing a little dance. Like there was opportunities to get the quarterback down that they could not finish the play.
Yeah, I mean, there's scramble techniques also that need to come into play. So if the quarterback is scrambling, then you can re-chuck your guy that you're on. So he was really close to the sideline on that particular play, use check. Just knock him out of bounds, So get him out of bounds, and then now he can't be the first one to touch the ball. So he basically takes himself out of that play.
So the guy that caught the touchdown, Tremaine Edmonds is covering. All right, so Tremaine Edmonds is covering that receiver, the one who caught the touchdown. as the quarterback is scrambling, he scrambles all the way out that way. The receiver is right next to the end zone or right next to the sideline.
Close to the pylon.
Push him out of bounds. Then you can go attack the quarterback.
How is that not illegal contact if you
Because
do that?
he's already scrambling.
Because he's scrambling.
Okay.
Because he's scrambling. Okay. What he doesn't do, he doesn't put his hands on him. He doesn't get any kind of reroute on him. He leaves his guy. Purdy makes the move. Obviously, he makes the move, and he leaves his man wide open. Mm-hmm. You can't do that. Scramble rules. You can't do that.
Well, and they had him on. He had him on their heels because he had just ran in 2 walk-in touchdowns, Brock Purdy, prior to that. So they were worried about number 3.
It looked like the game was just moving too fast for them. Like San Fran was just moving too fast for them, and they just couldn't catch up to what they were seeing. That's what it looked like.
And if there's one play caller in the league that's above Ben Johnson, it's Kyle Shanahan, man. He's gonna put you in a blender. It's what he does.
He's a lot of smoke and mirrors.
There it is. There's a lot of smoke and mirrors. That's why you have to be focused, locked in on your keys.
That's right.
Because they're going to do this, they're going to do this, they're going to do this. But really, they're just running zone here. They're running power here. They're running counter here. That's all. That's what you. If you lock in on what your keys are, you shouldn't have any problems fitting where you're supposed to.
They're basically running the same play. They're just getting to it from different formations, but it's still the same play.
It's the same stuff.
They're just trying to get your eye to like just move elsewhere.
Yep.
I might get a little different angles. You get a little bit different angles, but for the linebackers, you should still be able to play downhill, and you should be able to play fast.
Yeah, but it all starts up front with the defensive line. The defensive line was just non-existent, and we knew that was a problem coming into this game, and that's been the problem the whole season. But at some point, man, you just have to have some pride and just whoop the guy that's right in front of you.
Especially Trent Williams came out on the first play of the game.
On the very first play of the game.
Pick 6.
And then also you had a big pickup with the very first play of the game with the pick 6.
Yep.
Like you should be super excited and be wanting to play and get to the quarterback.
Yeah, well then
I don't like the way TJ's moving right now. I don't like the way he moved during today's game.
You think he's hurt?
Something. I don't like the way he moved. There was a play where it was a screen. He had an opportunity to take on a lineman who was obviously going to try to kick him out. But there's a way that you have to approach that. Mm-hmm. There's a way that you approach it with knowing that you're going to get this guy off of you to get to the ball. Mm-hmm. And I use this term for Braggs because this is what I thought. He was a little soft today. That's what I thought about TJ in that one. It was soft. The play was blown dead, but he was going to get thrown out of the saloon. Mm-hmm. He was not going to be effective in getting to that ball.
496 total yards for San Francisco.
Good Lord.
200 on the ground, 300 in the air.
Not good.
They had 32 first downs. They were dominating time of possession in the first half.
Yeah.
It did even out in the second half. It ends up being about 33 and a half minutes to 26 and a half for the Bears. So Bears did kind of try to rectify things as best they could.
70% on third down.
In the second half. Now, this is a San Francisco team that hadn't punted since November 30th prior to this game. The Bears did force them into 2 punts today. I understand. It's just the Niners offense is clicking on all cylinders. I get it. Standard is the standard.
Yeah.
I understand that. But
how many yards did they have total?
I think the biggest thing to me,
500.
the biggest thing to me is what was the biggest key of the Bears defense last Saturday, and how they were able to pull that miracle win defensively. You said it on our after show. They were 0 for 5 in the red zone.
Yeah.
So they let the Packers move the ball, but then they clamped down when it counted. Well, the Niners were 5 for 5 in the red zone. So,
undefeated in red zone.
They got touchdowns, not field goals there. And
that's a playoff team there.
That's the big difference. So, this is a team that they very well could be playing in 2 weeks. If they end up with the 3 seed, could be the Niners coming to Chicago in a couple weeks. So a learning lesson, if anything, in a failed effort and a losing effort in San Francisco, but certainly a competitive game that the Bears had an opportunity to win at the end. So we're going to take a quick timeout, and when we come back, as we always do, we'll look at the Foreman review, which is to look at Ben Johnson's night, as the Bears are your NFC North champs, but trying to finish the season with a dub next week against Detroit. So 2 minutes away Farming Bear, I see your super chat. We'll get to all your super chats. If anybody has any questions for Lance or Jerry, or if you want to yell at me and call me soft, that's fine too. I can take the heat. But we appreciate every single one of you guys tuning in.
We got some spray for that heat.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I'm ready for the reality spray all day long. 2 minutes away when we'll come back. More Bears talk coming your way. Whatever the sport, the app to bet is Circa Sports Illinois. Circa Sports. It's sports betting the way it should be. Circa Sports Illinois has high betting limits, low holds, and exceptional customer service. They are always taking care of the people. So bet on all your favorite teams in every game this season, whether it's spreads, props, futures, or in-game. Circa Sports has it for you. They got those tight money line splits. They are famous for those. So you can fund and bet like a pro from anywhere, anytime in Illinois. And the NFL playoffs are just around the corner. The Bears are in. So how much you throwing down on the Bears to get to the Super Bowl? Get your futures in right now with Circa Sports Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circasports.com. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Make sure you call 1-800-GAMBLER. We appreciate Circa Sports always. And we also appreciate our good friends over at Empire Today, because just like your favorite team needs a home field advantage, your home needs a home floor advantage, and Empire Today can help you get that. Empire Today has flooring experts, dedicated flooring professionals who focus on flooring every single day of the week. Look, we've all been to those big box stores. Yes, they have a flooring department, but the person helping you with flooring may have been a plumber yesterday. And as we always like to say on the Brick by Brick podcast, you can trust bricklayers. You can trust the good people at Empire Today. You can never trust a plumber. I'm kidding, of course. But you can trust Empire Today because they give you clear, upfront, and all-inclusive pricing. So schedule a free in-home estimate today, because some things are just better at home. CHGO listeners can receive a $350 discount when using the promo code CHGO. Yes, you heard that right. $350 discount with code CHGO. Restrictions apply. Visit empiretoday.com/CHGO for full details. Thank you for everyone tuning in. Thank you to Circa Sports and Empire Today, always for their unwavering support to the Brick by Brick After Show. Let's get into some super chats before we get into the Foreman review. Shout out to Farming Bear dropping a $50 super chat. He says, I lost a steak dinner bet to my brother-in-law, who is a 49ers fan, and immediately asked for double or nothing. Should I reconsider? Where you at?
Well, I'll say this. I don't think that you work so hard to get to this stage, get to the playoffs. It's so doggone hard to make it to the Super Bowl. So while you're here, do everything that you possibly can to make it to the Super Bowl.
Yes.
And
it's wide open.
The biggest thing that concerns me is that you can't just have an outstanding offense. Mm-hmm. If you got a liable defense, a defense that's a liability, you need all three phases. You need all three doggone phases, but you sure as hell can't just have a good defense and a shitty offense, or you can't have a great offense and a shitty defense. It's not going to work. Mm-hmm. It won't work.
Yeah.
They say champion defense makes championships or wins championships. You can't do it, and so I'm very concerned. Hell, San Francisco should be concerned because their defense didn't play that much better. Both defenses were Swiss cheese, and when you get into these doggone playoffs, you're going to find yourselves going home early, and who knows what's going to happen next year? Who knows what the hell's going to happen next year? I know we have things that sound good and there's a promising, but I've been there. So you got to do the most in the moment. Like the moment, seize this doggone moment, and they have enough players, they can get into their doggone gaps and stop the run. They can do that. Mm-hmm. You can do that. You can be disciplined enough against the pass. Whatever you need to do, but you guys need, and not just take the ball away in order to feel like we can win games.
Yeah,
I'm very concerned right now with this defense. The offense, yes, they put up a lot of points, but our defense gave up 45 points to a really good team that's down with some of their bread and butter. You know, like the big Trent Williams, he's down. You know, Kittle, he's down. Like they have some really big pieces that are missing right now, and they were able to do this to our football team, who's a playoff team. So I'm really concerned right now, especially when it comes to this defense. The offense, not so much. They can clean some things up, but I don't even know where to start to clean things up with this defense. Like, you need to figure out how to get a pass rush. You just have to do that. In the playoffs, you can't just let really good quarterbacks sit in the pocket and deliver the pass whenever the hell they want to, especially right down the middle of the football field.
I know where Zoom.
Really?
I know where Zoom. The mirror. Let's start with the mirror.
Yeah.
Look yourself in the mirror. Gut check. Look yourself in the mirror and ask me if you did everything that you could to win this game, to help this defense do the best you can to win this game.
Because if they don't, it's going to be an early out for this team, and it's going to be very disappointing. I mean, the season that they've been having has been absolutely magical. And yes, we know that there is an issue on the defensive side, but now we're playing, playoff caliber football teams. You know, we're going against offenses that are really good. So you have to create some type of a pressure, and you have to take something away from an offense, whether it's the run, whether it's the pass. You have to take something away. We just couldn't stop anything right now, so it's really concerning. And right now, the Lions, that's who we have next. They're looking at this film like, wait a minute, we can make ourselves feel real good by going up and beating the Chicago Bears and beating them up real good, because look what they put on tape. Yeah. We put up 50 points on them last time.
Yeah.
We're going to try for 60 this time.
Right.
This is the beginning of 2027 for us. We want to begin 2027 with the win. It was the one we want to start streaking that way. There's so much that there's so much potential, with this team, and
there is.
They've brought a lot of happiness to us as Bear fans.
A lot of
Absolutely.
joy. A lot of joy.
It's been, but you've got to dig deep, man. You got to figure it out. You absolutely have to figure it out. Go ahead.
This is an incredible opportunity for the Chicago Bears. Nobody thought that they would be in this situation except for them.
Yep.
So they need to try to take advantage of this as much as possible. So they have to look themselves in the mirror and say, you know what, we got to buckle down. And defensively, we just have to be better, because we are the weakest link of this football team
right now.
And we don't want to do that, because we don't want to disappoint what we built this season. All the adversity that they had to overcome, they have done that. And it'll be a damn shame if they just waste it all away with a one and done in the playoffs. I'm not seeing the detail in linebacker play. I'm not seeing enough of the detail. And I was seeing some of it during the year. And I'm trying to figure out what is the consistency. What the consistency is that we didn't stop the run. We haven't been consistently stopping the run all year. And the thing about being patient is when you see it early and you say, that's going to come back to bite us in the ass in the end. Sooner or later, it's going to come back, bite us in the ass, and then you get to a game like this where we don't stop the run, number one, against a playoff caliber team that can not just run the ball, but they can throw the ball too. Very good at that.
So if you don't stop the run, it's going to set up the pass. And you end up giving up by almost 500 yards.
Just completely off balance.
Right. So we've got a few weeks to figure this out. I believe we can do it because we have to.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a must.
And it's key. They're going to have a home game to start, and that's, playing at Soldier Field, I think, is a big advantage for them. Doesn't guarantee anything, but certainly is going to be helpful in that regard. And hey, the Rams and Seahawks played last week. That went to overtime. It was a 38-35 game or whatever. So, all I'm trying to say is any team can be beaten in the NFC. The Eagles have flaws.
It's open.
The Eagles' offense has flaws. Their defense starting to play a little better lately. The Rams, they lost their chance at the 1 seed, or at least seemingly with slipping here in the last couple weeks. The Seahawks, they are who they are. I mean, we'll see. But it's certainly going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Go ahead.
I just want to make sure, because, listen, I want to make sure that if we get in these playoffs and the Bears don't get up to, play up to par, I'm going to have to strap a rope around you because you're always out on that ledge. Like, no, don't do it.
No, that I would have. That's
Put
where
him in
I
bubble
would.
wrap.
No. That's where I would have been if we went through this successful season and there was a chance next week that if they lost, they weren't making the playoffs at all, because that was on the line. If take away, even if the Bears had beaten the Packers the same way they did, with what happened tonight, if the Lions had beaten the Steelers and Vikings like they should have, they were 7-point favorites in both games and blew it. If they had done their job and won those games, this game on Sunday against the Lions would have been win or in for either team. Right. And so instead, they blew it. A lot of great things fell the Bears' way in the last week, including what the Bears did against Packers. And instead, we're talking about the playoffs instead of talking about win or go home next Sunday. So I am grateful for that. But I'm not settling. Don't get me wrong. But I am keeping perspective on how great this season has been and what they have accomplished. And so while, yes, they are a flawed team, so are the other teams in the NFC playoffs. There isn't a perfect team in the NFC playoff picture, and whoever they play has to come to Chicago. And I like that aspect of it too. So we got a few more super chats. I know I promised the Foreman review, but we're having fun here. DeBear, the F down, $10 super chat says, what a game. Offense looked awesome, but the defense looked really bad. Do you think we will go after Max Crosby? Also, have you heard when Gordon will be back? I'll answer the Gordon aspect of that because we asked Johns on our breaking news show we did on Saturday after the Bears clinched the North, and John said that Ben Johnson did hint or at least open the door to the opportunity that Kyler Gordon could return for the playoffs, but we'll just have to wait and see over the next 2 weeks. Unlikely, in my opinion, that he'll be ready to play next Sunday against the Lions. Now, for Max Crosby, I know this is an off-season conversation, so we can kind of quickly go through this, but do you guys have any interest in trading big equity away for a guy like that, a game wrecker to put on this defensive line?
Well, with Gordon, first of all, CJ, I think, has come in and stepped in and filled that void of the nickelback position. And he's done a fantastic job doing it. So I think that we're going to ride with him and let Gordon heal up. With Crosby, I'm not exactly sure. I mean, that's going to be a situation in terms of like the cap, the salary cap. So we got to figure out where we are with the salary cap. I know that we went out last year and we spent some big money on the defensive line now. We spent some money there, and we're just not getting the return on investments that we thought that we were going to get. So we definitely have to figure some things out, but it would be nice to have a guy like Max Crosby, a high-energy type of guy.
What do you have to give up to get him?
Quite a bit.
It was more than likely you're talking 3 first-rounders.
Well, or similar to what the Packers had to get up to get Micah. Right?
What did they give up? 2
first-round picks and a defensive lineman, Kenny Clark.
And a bunch of money.
Well, I mean, if we're giving up 2 first-rounders and
Agbangbamiga.
My boy Aggie.
Yeah.
I mean,
Austin Booker, who's played admirably. I mean, that's one guy that's showing a little bit of a pulse.
I'm giving him up. You get them. For Max Crosby, shoot.
Let's get through a few more super chats here real quick. We appreciate every single one of you. Greg Joseph, who was definitely in his feels in the first post-game show, but we appreciate you continuing to tune in. Gave him a little crap for his super chat in the last one, but he says, do you think Nahshon Wright's illness hurt him this game? He got kind of cooked on some of the plays. One, I think he got shaken up on, and on the illness, like DJ, do you even play them? Because they came into this with there's sick. Like a flu going around the locker room right now.
Well, they showed that they could play, so if you're out there on the football field, then that means that you're out there. Look, last week I said for one of my keys that the defense had to be physical. I said that. And the defense tonight was just not physical at all. And looking at the DBs, I've always said this too.
If they weren't physical, what were they? Soft.
Well, let's pull up. I actually sent Sarah, if you go into production, I sent you our blueprint that we talked about on Wednesday. Yeah. It was on a special Christmas Eve time slot in this upcoming week for the Brick by Brick podcast for the midweek show. It'll be on New Year's Eve here coming up in a few days, so stay tuned for that on a special day and a special hour. But these were our keys to the game on beating the Niners, and they hit on some things and they missed on some things. So Briggs said, give Caleb time to pick apart that San Francisco 49ers defense. Check. Then your second key, Briggs, was communicate, do your job, and you were big on that was a failure.
Yuck.
The communication clearly on the defensive side of the ball was not there. Azumah, you had start fast on offense, check, right? I mean, they scored, and then your second key was get physical on defense.
And they did not do that.
They did not do that one bit.
Two thumbs down.
And then mine were contain Christian McCaffrey.
Did not.
Christian McCaffrey had over 180 total yards offense.
It was the MVP
and
of the
then
game.
my final one was get back to the explosives. As much as I've been a big proponent of run. I felt like they were going to have to throw the ball to stay in this game, and boy, did they do that here today. So that brings us to the Foreman review here for Ben Johnson. We'll go through this here for a few minutes because I know we're getting close to having to take another quick timeout. But Ben Johnson's night, as the Bears have become the NFC North champions, sitting on 11 wins, have a chance at 12 next week, fall short here today. 440 yards of total offense. We've certainly hammered the defense, which Ben certainly holds responsibility to. But if we try to focus on the offensive side of things for a second, 440 yards of total offense, 330 passing yards, 110 rushing yards, no sacks allowed. They didn't give up a sack here today. They didn't turn the football over. So those were some big keys. But I'm just curious from your guys' perspective on his end-of-game management. You have the ball with 2 minutes and 10 seconds left. All three of your timeouts, a 2-minute warning. You get to the end of the game. My biggest question to both of you are,
when the timeout was taken.
When he gets that first down at the 10-yard line, you have one timeout left in your pocket. Do you run up and spike it and lose the down and have the timeout in 3 plays? Or do you call the timeout and have 4 plays? Because what ended up happening is they ran that hook and ladder, which was a cool play, almost worked, but San Francisco did a great job with it, and now you don't have that timeout. You got to go up and spike it. Now you only have 1 play left. So I'm just curious from your guys' perspective, in that moment, were you thinking clock it versus timeout, or is it, Briggs, is it trust in Ben?
So I think it's a bit of both. It's a bit of both.
What?
It's a bit of both? No, it's a bit of both. This is the reason why.
Man.
No, but let me explain myself.
Okay.
I think this year they've done a better job of in-game management than they have not. So in these in-game managements, I think they've done a better job in more games than they have done bad. So in making the wrong decision in this game, I think it's more of a dress rehearsal for the playoffs. I don't think that's something that we're going to see them. I don't think they're going to make that mistake in the playoffs.
So do you think that they should have spiked the ball or called the timeout?
I think that they should have called the timeout. No, I think they should have. Yeah, they should have called the timeout.
Yeah, I think that you call the timeout there,
they should have called
and
the
then regroup, and then figure out what you want to do. Like actually
Get
run
your
2
plays.
plays.
Get
Actually
your-
get
yeah,
2 plays.
get 2 plays.
Get 2
You get
plays
more
off.
plays.
You know what I'm saying? So like, if one doesn't work or whatever, you have a quick idea of what we should do for the next one. Correct. So I think the timeout was probably the right play there.
Well, and that's fine, but my only quibble with it is, all right, you called timeout. Now you have no timeouts. There's roughly 15, 16 seconds on the clock. You're at the 10-yard line,
13
whatever
or
it is.
something like that.
13. Now that you've used that timeout,
You got to get out of bounds.
all 4 plays have to be in the end zone, in my opinion, because now
You got to get out of bounds. You can
Absolutely,
run
you
an
gotta score a
outside
touchdown.
play.
Because if now you've called the timeout and you run that hook and ladder, like to me that's 6 in one, half a dozen the other. Like if you knew you were going to run the hook and ladder play, which maybe you didn't know it at the time, but then spike it, because if you spike it and now it's second down, you run that same hook and ladder play, you have a timeout, and now you can run more than 1 play to end the game. There's not 4 seconds left on the clock. So I don't know where his headspace was in that moment. I'm just saying, once you decide to call a timeout, as great as the hook and ladder, and it might have worked if they had caught him sleeping, but once you've used that timeout, you don't have any. You cannot get tackled before the goal line. Even though they were able to get 1 more playoff, you've now called that timeout. Give yourself 4 opportunities to throw into the end zone to win the game, and instead they didn't do that because they went for it on the hook and ladder, which I respect. He's got onions. But
They did have one opportunity.
One. I get it.
They missed it.
And
How many opportunities do you need?
4 would be nice. Right?
You only need one opportunity.
Yeah.
And if you watch that play, honestly, if early on he could have thrown that ball up to Loveland. He could have thrown it up to Loveland.
Yeah, on the backside.
He could have. He could have thrown it up and said, hey, just go get it. 50-50, we call it 50-50 ball, whatever. He could have done that, but they had an opportunity.
Yeah, but if you're calling that timeout, you are going to throw the ball in the end zone. You need a touchdown to win this game. So you're not going to accept anything that's before the end zone.
Correct.
Now, I'll say this much.
Get into end zone.
Now, I'll say this much. As great as Caleb played, and he played fantastic, he did draw up a play when they zero blitzed and Duvernay's coming across, and Caleb bailed out of the pocket. And then
Didn't see him. He was evading. I don't think he saw him.
Right, but if you're ready, you know the blitz is coming, so that's your hot. And I'm no QB expert, but that's your hot, right? And so you know, a more experienced quarterback. All due respect to Caleb because I love the guy.
Nowhere you want to go with the ball before the ball is snapped.
And if he hits Duvernay, it's a walk-in. Yep. So hey, but they're going to see all this. They're going to see the situational moment. They're going to see the Duvernay play. And even on the final play of the game, even though they spiked it, they still barely got the playoff. They almost had a delay of game.
I have a problem with that.
Right.
There was almost a delay of game. They were hurrying up on their very last play.
They had one delay of game before that where Loveland, the dime ball from Caleb Williams, where they got the mismatch on the linebacker, 40 yards, they got a delay of game right after that.
Yeah.
Like, you got to get lined up, and that was a big problem going into the season. It reared its ugly head a couple times here tonight. So, overall, I thought Ben Johnson versus Kyle Shanahan, that was watching surgery, man. That was like watching two, brain surgeons just going at it. I just love – I've never had a coach that I felt like, all right, they can go toe-to-toe with one of the best play callers in the league. And now you've got your quarterback playing up to that standard in a game like that. So, for me, saying – they got to play the Niners again in a couple weeks. Bring it on, man. They showed tonight that if they clean some things up on the defensive end, that they can stay with this team.
Look, I wasn't worried the last 2 minutes that we had the football. I was very confident in the offense that we were going to go down and score a touchdown because that's kind of been their thing this year. We've been able to basically snatch victories in the last, couple of minutes of football games with the offense just driving down and making critical plays and then getting into the end zone and scoring touchdowns. So with this one, I felt like, okay, here we go again. I felt good with the opportunities and the chances that we had in the final, minute and seconds of the football game.
Long way coming from a year ago.
Exactly. Unfortunately, it just didn't work out, but they're going to look at the film. And they're going to make the adjustments, and hopefully they get some stuff corrected. But offensively, I'm not too worried about this team and where they stand. Defensively, I'm worried about this team.
Yeah,
I didn't like our game plan. I didn't like our lack of physical play. I didn't like our discipline. And that's the thing, like in what you're saying, Braggs, about, how amazing it was to watch these coaches, and how they look surgical. It's your job defensively to not allow a surgical team to be surgical.
Well, one way you can do that is playing keep away, which the Bears somewhat chose not to do in terms of like some of their winning recipes of just run
Clock
the ball,
management.
time of possession. You had 9 carries of 54 yards and 2 touchdowns for Swift. Did well in the red zone. And Kyle Monungai, 8 carries for 38 yards. So, they had over 100 yards. 18 of them came from Caleb. But if you just look at the running backs, under 100 yards rushing, that's not the standard. And if you're playing a high-octane offense, maybe the next time they play them, the course correction might be, hey, we're going to run the ball more so we can keep their offense off the field and keep our defense off the field because you're getting gassed when you're running a marathon versus a team like this. So some things for Ben Johnson to consider. And we're going to take another timeout. When we come back, we'll get to a few more of your super chats. We got sound from the locker room. We've got more things to go over. It's late night here at the CHGO Sports Studios, but we appreciate each and every one of you hanging out with us. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We are going to hit 100,000 subscribers here this week. We got some big things planned. It's been a great journey to this point, and you're all a part of this community, and we appreciate every single one of you. So don't go away. 2 minutes, come back, more Bears talk on the other end. Want to give a shout out to our good friends over at Sunnyside, because Sunnyside Dispensary is here to elevate your football season, and you're going to need it now more than ever with the stress of playoff football upon us. It's a good stress, though, and make sure you're using Sunnyside because they are your home for judgment-free shopping, and they have a crazy selection with over 100 different strains to choose from with easy online ordering and in-store pickup. And wherever you are here in Illinois, Sunnyside has a location for you. They're as far south as Champaign. They're right down the street on the north side, right down the street from Wrigley Field in the marquee. You can literally see it if you're standing at the front of Wrigley Field. So head to their website for bright buys every day, including 50% off your first 3 online purchases. Enter the promo code HICHGO at checkout to qualify. For returning customers, use the code CHGO50. Exclusions apply. Sunnyside Dispensary, bright buys every day, only for 21 or older or Illinois medical card holders. And then finally, got to give a shout out to our guys over at Monarch Money, because it is the holiday season. Christmas just passed. Some of you are still in your holiday spending, and with Monarch Money, they're going to help you get organized and confident in your finances, because they're an all-in-one personal finance tool that brings your entire financial life together in one clean interface, whether it's on your laptop or on your phone. And right now, just for our listeners, Monarch is offering 50% off your first year. They do the heavy lifting. They link all your accounts in minutes and give you clear data visuals, smart categorization of your spending, and real control over your money. So don't let financial opportunities slip through the cracks. Use code CHGO at monarch.com in your browser for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarch.com with code CHGO. All right, we are back here on the Brick by Brick After Show with Jerry Azumah and Lance Briggs. We appreciate every single one of you. We had some different sound from the locker room, and we decided we wanted to hear from the defense, hear what they have to say. So here is Kevin Byard from the locker room, compliments of the great Adam Johns.
Your offense's ability to keep answering and tying the game every time. They seem to score. You guys seem to answer.
I mean, I think they did a hell of a job. I forget how many points they scored. What was it? 42? I mean, you scored 42 points, you're supposed to win the game. So you put that game on the defense for sure.
Is it shocking to lose a close game the way this team has performed so well and come out with the win in all these close games?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't earn the win. So that's really what it comes down to. We didn't earn this win tonight. Obviously, it would have been great, Caleb, if he would have saved us on defense, but it's not a good feeling at all. Like you said, when you put up 42 points, you're supposed to win the game.
Boover just said that you guys wanted to clinch the division on your terms and you didn't come all the way to Cali to fall short. Do you sense that hunger is something that could take you guys far in the postseason, though?
Yeah, I mean, we'll go back to work. I mean, like you said, there's a lot of things we need to fix on this film. Obviously, Shanahan is a hell of a play caller. I mean, they got good players on offense. We just didn't do a good enough job on defense, executing, not enough good communication, too many mistakes. But yeah, I mean, obviously, still in a good situation. We'll probably see those guys down the road. But, I'm confident we see them again. It'll be a different result. But up until now, right now, we just didn't play well enough, to beat these guys on the road.
I know, obviously, it's fun losing, but what's it like to play in a game like that? You got 2 elite play callers, some really outstanding quarterback play, just kind of going back and forth.
Yeah, it was fun. Obviously, it's the type of games that you want to be in. Obviously, late in December, this is a playoff game. We played playoff games the past few weeks. But like you said, you play like that on the road in a hostile environment, you're not going to win ball games. But like I said, shout out to the offense, shout out to Caleb. Those guys were bringing the energy, putting up 42 points. Like you said, we didn't match their energy at all on defense, I felt like.
Is there one?
Did not match their energy.
Can't imagine that you guys. I mean, it's picking nits. He's trying to just do his job, and he won the Jeff Dickerson Good Guy Award that they give.
Sound like a good guy.
Shout out to Jeff Dickerson. Well, he got the award for being one of being the recipient of the guy who's best with the media this year. So, he's doing his job trying to answer the question. Well, for real though, I mean, but picking nits, but you guys probably don't love hearing things like it was fun out there, or
no.
we were hoping Caleb would save us at the end.
We need to be saved.
Right. It's a damn shame.
No communication, or could have been better with communication.
Could have been right. We sucked on our side of the ball. We didn't
Period.
hold up our end of the bargain.
Yep.
We stunk tonight.
At some point, the defense has to step up. At some point. And the defense just didn't step up at any point of this game, except for the very first play when they took the ball away and scored a touchdown, which we appreciate. That's what they do. That's their identity. But at the same time, man, like, stopping the run is going to be a big thing or a big challenge for this team. Getting a pass rush and get it to the quarterback is going to be a big challenge for this team. Eye discipline and playing fast and being physical and getting your hands on these wide receivers and stop the damn track meets. Like, these are things that we've been talking about over and over and over again. And, once you start playing playoff teams, good teams, man, you're going to get beat.
And, again, like I know that Dennis Allen is a very good coach. He's been doing it for a long time, but your coaches are going to coach and your players got to play. But you got, in between you, what you're preaching and coaching to your players in practice, and them going out and executing on game day, there's responsibility to go around the table there. Mm-hmm. And I know that no matter what call he makes, there's no call that says that it's supposed to give up some 40, 50-yard explosive play. It's not. The call's just not built that way. And I know that Dennis can't go out there and execute and play for any of his players. But, damn, man, you guys got to get out there and play your doggone tails off. You work so hard to get here.
Yeah.
Right.
It's too hard to get there, man.
A lot of things had to bounce the right way for you to get to this position that you're in right now. And we shouldn't be talking about the same things over and over and over again like this so late in the football season.
Well, we were talking about this early. We've been talking about this stuff early in the year, throughout the year, and now we're here and we're still talking about it. And now everyone's starting to see, oh, shoot, this could really be a problem for us.
Right.
Right. Well, I mean, again, it could have been the reason they didn't make the playoffs. Instead, they pulled some amazing
standard
games.
is the standard.
Soft over there.
Is that soft? They won the NFC division. They're the NFC North champs.
Are you happy with that?
Oh, 1,000%.
And that's it. That's all you're happy with. That's all you're happy with.
There's two things can be true. I'm extremely happy with that.
Great.
If they end up falling short of their goals in the playoffs, this season was still a success. But if they lose in the playoffs, I'm not going to be happy about that.
Why come this far, though? Why come this far?
Well, come on, only one team wins the Super Bowl, man.
Damn right. It should be the Chicago damn Bears.
And it's wide open right now. There is no clear-cut favorite to win a championship right now.
I understand that. But like,
now is the opportunity. They have an incredible opportunity.
I can't remember a year where in the playoffs, it really is whatever team plays the best on that Sunday. Like, to pick the Super Bowl favorite right now, it's got to be the hardest thing to do in the history of of the modern day NFL. This year, any of these teams can do it. Why not the Bears?
Why not?
Why not?
That's what I'm saying. So, shoot.
I can tell you why not.
Don't come this far.
I can tell you why not right now.
But like at the same time, only one of the 32 teams wins it. And
you understand that.
Right. And
like
so, okay, it's not a loser's mentality to say that there are going to be teams that didn't win the Super Bowl that had a successful year. Like, there's teams that have had really bad years, and they're all picking in the top 10.
What are we talking about?
What do you mean, what are we talking about?
What are you trying to convince us of right now?
It's not a convince, but like I understand the hard line approach you're giving it, but I also Come on, man. Like, I rooted for both of you guys as players. Briggs, was your career a success or a failure?
I never won a Super Bowl.
So it was a failure?
I wouldn't say it's a failure, but
I'm not going to allow you to say it was a failure.
No, it wasn't a failure. No, it wasn't a failure, but I failed the goal. Like, I chased a championship, and I never reached the pinnacle. That's what
and I know how much
individual
that hurts
goals are great, but we ultimately want that team.
We want
goal.
that's what
we
you
want that team goal.
I understand.
You know how many times I've ever worn my NFC championship ring?
0.
I don't wear that
0
ever. You know, in the following year,
the second place ring,
right? Ever. the following year, we signed Tim Jennings. Okay, Tim Jennings is walking through the hallway with a necklace with the Super Bowl ring on that he won from beating us the year before. And all I could do was say, "Can I take a look at that?"
Damn.
That should have been ours. That's all I could do.
Was 2000?
That's what it looks like.
Jerry, I'm putting it on your plate too. Was 2001 a successful season or a failure? When you guys lost to the Eagles in the playoffs,
That felt like a failure.
A failure
because we felt
you
like
won
we were primed to win the Super Bowl. Like, we had the first round bye and everything. Like, we were going, and we lost to the Eagles at home, and it was just like I swear, like, I felt like the bulldozer was right next to us because they were demolishing the stadium to build a new one.
So I get where you guys are coming. 2001
individually, I mean, we had a lot of guys individually that just stepped up, but like team wise, that's why you play the game. That's why you guys are put together as a team to win that Super Bowl.
2001 to me wasn't a failure. 2006, as brutal it was, I mean, getting to the Super Bowl, I guess when you get to that point, you got to win it. But like 2005, if you want to say, when you guys lost to the Panthers, that was a tough year, but I didn't consider that a failure. To me, the failure is not finishing the job. And I know how much it hurts for you guys, so I'm not going to sit here and act like it hurt more for me. But my heart always will literally break for
here's the
you
difference.
guys. I'm not trying to gas you up, but you guys are the reason that I'm the Bears fan I am today. So like the fact that no, for real though.
What were the expectations for the Chicago Bears this year?
The expectations going into this year?
Going into this year.
I think majority of reasonable fans would have said fringe playoff.
What are the expectations now to win a Super Bowl?
That's a high bar, my man.
What are you talking? We're going into the playoffs, and it's wide open right now.
I think it's
wide open.
I think they can win a Super Bowl this year, but to expect them to win a Super Bowl versus saying they can win one, that's two different statements to me. I think saying I expect them to win the Super Bowl, and if they don't, they failed, I think that's way too strong for my taste.
You're putting a lot of words. Trying to put a lot of words in our mouth right now. Look, this team right now has
the reality spray not gotten doused over
the expectations for the Chicago Bears was 7, 8, 9 games that they're going to win, and then we're going to focus on next year and focus on getting our team together so that we can be really competitive for years to come.
I think we have.
But now we are in position where we could possibly could have been a number 1 seed in the playoffs and really do damage because there's no clear-cut favorite to win it. So why not put everything into it?
And we're one of the healthiest teams going into the playoffs.
Exactly.
We're one of the healthiest teams going into the playoffs.
Yeah.
We're getting there. I mean, right now the Bears have the most games missed by starters of any team in the NFL for injury.
Right, but but going into the playoffs, we're one of the healthiest teams going into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. And the one guy they're missing, all due respect to Dio, but Booker's doing fine.
Yeah,
right.
All due respect to Dio. I mean,
Kyler Gordon.
Yeah,
he could
but
be
CJ's
back.
doing
He could be
back.
back. And Rome should be back.
Yep.
Luther got banged up at the end. He sounds like he's okay. So that's what I mean. Like, me and Hogue are going 12 rounds on this in the last post game. Everything I'm saying isn't sitting here saying that I'm conceding the playoffs. I'm not at all.
Sound like
but I ain't getting knocked off my spot on this season being a huge success for what they've accomplished.
No, but you can celebrate that based off of the results of the playoff. So, let's say that the Bears make it to the the NFC championship and they lose in the NFC championship. Then we can start to celebrate the year. But before that, everything is in front of them.
Right.
So anything less than the Super Bowl, to me, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about anything less than Super Bowl because I know they're capable.
Yeah.
We all know that they're capable. And they have just as much right to that Super Bowl as any other team.
Right.
No doubt. Right. No, and I'm not fighting any of that. But at the end of the day, there's going to be a winner. Somebody's going to lose.
You had your heart on the line too many times. Huh?
Woo! I mean, it's sports, man. Real quick, as we hit the top of the hour, make sure you become a diehard. Go to allchgo.com/diehard to sign up. Use the code JAHNS, JAHNS, as we have officially reached overtime here on the Brick by Brick After Show. We appreciate every single one of you. It's a fun conversation to have, guys. I mean, we're talking about what they can do in the playoffs.
It's amazing.
And I think when they started 0-2, we were not having these kind of the even idea. The reality spray would have been doused at the idea that they were going to be playing a home game. I mean, the biggest thing they missed out on tonight, outside of playing good defense and things of that nature, is not being able to pull out the win. Now they fall short of any opportunity to have the 1 seed. And with this new realignment of 7 teams in each conference making it,
it's a big deal.
Having the 1 seed is a fast track. Obviously, always having a first round bye, but in particular now with the structure of the playoffs, having that 1 seed, getting that first round bye, being 1 game away from the NFC Championship is a fast track for a team to reach the goals you guys are talking about. Now the path gets harder, but it does start at your house. You could potentially have 2, maybe even 3 home games in the playoffs. We'll see how things play out. Anybody can get beat in this NFC conference. So it's
starting to feel it.
I'm feeling it.
Anybody can beat you.
I'm not they can
got
play
the juice.
Yeah.
They can play the Packers if they win. They can play the Seahawks, 49ers, or Rams if they lose. I bring any 4 of those teams on. Come on to Chicago because I know Ben Johnson and this team will be ready to play some football. And it'll come down to the 4th quarter. It's going to be close, and somebody's going to come out on top.
That's right.
But the Bears have shown time and again. Like somebody asked me today, my father-in-law has a friend asking me, hey, what should I bet? The spread is 3.5. The Niners are favored. And I was like, well, you wouldn't be dumb to say bet the Niners, but the Bears have come back 6 times down in the last 2 minutes.
Exactly.
So bet at your own risk because the Bears are always going to find a way to win a game at the end. And they almost here tonight, but almost
1 play short of finding a way.
Almost don't
Wasn't
mean nothing.
good enough.
Sure.
Almost works out right now. Almost ain't working out when we get to the playoffs because then you're going home.
Almost get you an NFC championship ring.
Almost. Yeah.
You know how many people almost won the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
All the losers.
Yeah. Almost will get you sent home.
All the losers.
Almost will get you sent home. And shout out to Almost Home Tavern. Make sure you guys hit up Almost Home. We got 2 super chats here. Farming Bear, $20 super chat. Appreciate you, Farming Bear, for all your support last both these post-game shows. It says, also, Jalen Johnson made every business decision he could. Is that from the injury?
That's a
every business decision?
Yeah,
he said that he wasn't physical enough.
Exactly.
I mean, is Jalen a physical guy?
No. He's not he's
more
not,
finesse than anything.
He's more of a cover.
He's a cover
guy.
corner.
He's a cover corner.
He's not a safety that's coming up and making hits. So.
He's still on a rep count because to start the second half he wasn't They had Tyreek in his place, so he was still on a bit of a snap count.
Yeah.
So that's the other aspect of
Been
this.
battling some injuries
While
also.
people are talking about, you got to rest guys and protect from injury. I think more so the more important thing here to end this season, this final game, is getting guys up to speed, getting Tremaine Edmonds up to speed, getting TJ Edwards up to speed, getting Jalen Johnson up to speed as best you can. You got guys working their way back from injury, and they're not at the level of the peak of their powers. Then you also might have Kyler Gordon coming back where he's coming in completely fresh, where he hasn't played in 2 months, or cold is probably the better word for it.
I can't speak for the DBs, and I can't speak for the D-line, but if you come in and you're going to play linebacker, you better be ready to tear somebody's head off. Like you have to play it that way.
Well, let me ask you this, because this was definitely something I was going to get to. While you're trying to work Tremaine Edmonds back and TJ Edwards back, DeMarco Jackson is not getting the reps he was getting when they were gone. Guy won Defensive Player of the Week. Should have won it twice, be quite honest.
True.
Does the coaching staff have to make business decisions if they're not getting the production level of those guys who you depended on coming into the year, and you've got DeMarco Jackson in there? Is there any consideration to you that this guy should be getting more reps?
Well, he's definitely going to get some now because it looks like Noah is.
It look like Noah's done.
I think he might have popped his Achilles. We'll see.
Right.
He's definitely going to get in the rotation now.
Mm-hmm.
But, if Tremaine can't get up to where his level was before he got hurt, is there any consideration for you that DeMarco Jackson should kind of split reps with him or just keep working Tremaine back and ride with that?
I mean, as an outsider looking in, I would say yes, but I'm not in the room with them. I don't practice with them. Right. I don't know, I don't know what's going on during the week. Jackson could not be. Maybe he wasn't sound during the week. Mm-hmm. Maybe the coaches weren't confident about him. Maybe Noah played better. All the other linebackers played better. I don't know that. What I do know is that in the opportunities that he did have, while the other guys were down, he absolutely made the most of them.
Took full advantage of that.
Took full advantage of that. And I know that he should definitely be a part of whatever the linebackers for Chicago Bears are doing. He should be a part of that, the present and the future.
But I think that he's going to get a shot now, especially with Noah.
Yeah.
Noah being gone.
The F down back with $5 super chat saying, "Come on, Briggs, have faith in Ben."
What does that talk doing anything? I wasn't talking.
None
of what we talked about had anything to do with Ben. It was about Dennis. All right? Mm-hmm. But Dennis is also part of the tree that comes from Ben. All right? However, Ben did fine on the offensive side. He did fine. All right? Mm-hmm. On the defensive side, come on now. We got to figure. Yep, we got reality spray.
Dennis the Menace.
Mm-hmm. Got to spray that.
Dennis the Menace.
He's probably not going to sleep well tonight. He's probably not going to sleep well. Probably won't sleep a lot. And he's going to be up. He's going to watch a lot of tape. And they're going to go through those corrections. He's going to bring everybody in. More than likely, you're going to bring everybody in so everybody as a group can see this is what happened. This is why this wasn't effective. This is why this wasn't effective. This is why this wasn't effective.
See, they took Christmas off on Thursday. They changed their schedule last week.
Because you told them to.
And I said no.
Cancel Christmas.
So guess what? Because you guys want to mess around and give up a 40
Cancel
burger.
Christmas.
You can forget New Year's Eve. You can forget New Year's Day. You ain't watching any of the college football playoff. We're going to be in the film room, and we're going to correct this against the Lions. Because they're still a high-octane offense. I know everybody's writing them off because they're not in the playoffs anymore. But
they scored 50 points on us last time.
Yeah,
sure did.
52.
A 50 burger.
Yeah. And you're right, Jerry. They're going to try to finish on a good note.
Yes.
If the Vikings play the Packers, and it looks like the Packers are going to rest all their starters, so whatever. But and then the Lions too, the Lions and Vikings, if they were to both win next week, then every team in the NFC North has a winning record. Like the Lions are trying to finish with a winning record on the year. That's all they have left.
That's all that's left.
Until next September. They've got nothing but pride to play for, but Dan Campbell's going to be playing for pride.
Would you rest
a lot of
your starter?
No. I mean, they can't anymore, so it's not even a conversation. It would have been if the Eagles had lost to the Bills, but since the Eagles won, it sets up this situation next week where if the Bears have to win to secure the 2 seed, which then they would play the Packers.
It matters.
But if they lose to the Lions and the Eagles win, they play the Commanders, so they should. Commanders are laying down at this point. Then the Bears would fall to the 3 seed. And Patrick Norton, actually, as we're starting to wrap things up, but just in that regard, Patrick Norton, our great beat reporter, does a lot of stuff here for CHGO Sports and CHGO Bears, drew up the scenarios for how this can play out. If the Bears defeat the Lions or the Commanders beat the Eagles, the Bears play the Packers round 1 in the wild card 2 weeks from now. If the Lions beat the Bears and the Eagles defeat the Commanders, well, so essentially I'm not going to go through all this because it's a lot. But the Bears essentially, If the Bears win, they're playing the Packers. If the Bears lose, they're going to play either the Niners, Seahawks, or Rams. There's different scenarios in which any of those three could be the team that you end up playing. Bring either of you, I'll start with you, Briggs, and I'll finish with you, Jerry. Do you have a preference between Packers, Seahawks, Rams?
Packers.
Why?
Well, number one is the Packers.
You know why?
Yep. Number one is the Packers. I want them here in Chicago. And I want them. Well, number one, I believe they're by far the most beatable team of that group. And I'd like the warm up with them, us getting back and beating them, and then going on to the next team.
Jerry?
The Packers, baby. The Packers. Like,
you ain't ducking smoke?
No, bring it. Bring that smoke. I want to see that smoke. Bring it. The Packers.
Cloudy.
Bring them. Bring them over.
Many clouds.
Bring them over.
Foggy.
We'll have the belt ready.
Foggy.
Let's go.
And the bat.
So if the Bears
All of it.
play the Packers, then they beat the Packers, then they lose in the next round, is this season a success?
Oh, my goodness. Here we go with all the scenarios.
This guy.
Oh, got a couple of super chats. Greg Joseph, appreciate you, Greg. Great first name. $10 super chat. If anyone comes to Chi-Town, good luck to you. And then Alex Polakowski, $2 super chat says, you guys paint your nails if the Bears get a ring?
No, but my wife will.
No?
My wife's
You're not
nails will be
them?
painted.
All right.
Not mine.
You will.
You know, I remember saying earlier in the season,
Your
if they made
toenails
the
are going to be
playoffs-
painted.
You said
They
something
made the
about
playoffs.
You said something about painting your nails and lipstick.
He's going to get waxed.
I told you, Briggs, halfway through the year, if they made the playoffs, you had to paint your nails.
And then I was like, no, you had to paint your nails.
All right, if the Bears beat the Packers in the playoffs.
You're painting your toenails.
If the Bears beat the Packers, we
one
all
wants
paint.
to
We
see
all
that.
paint our fingernails.
You just said the question was a Super Bowl.
Man, what is with this insane high bar? Yeah, I bet that would be the bar. Fine. Bears win the Super Bowl. Not just this year, any year. The Bears win the Super Bowl. All three of us painting our fingernails.
Don't include me.
Oh, yes, sir.
Do not include me in this. No.
All right, you got to get fake eyelashes, too.
Oh, man. Well, hey.
A Brazilian. He got to go full Brazilian.
Get a Brazilian.
It's getting late.
A full Brazilian. Is that a butt lift included? Brandon Viato, $5 super chat. Briggs, how concerning is our pass rush for the playoffs? I mean, we have covered that here tonight. I mean, no, all due respect, Brandon, but we have kind of gone over that for
we beat that.
45.
We beat
It's
it to hell.
very
To A.
concerning. It's very concerning. But we appreciate every single one of you guys hanging out with us. We've had a bunch of night games here this year, rightfully so, because the Bears are a primetime affair every time they're out there. And so it's been a lot of fun. But they are challenging nights here at the CHGO Sports Studios. We've got a lot of people here still working behind the scenes. Shout out to Sarah and Steven and Emma and Patrick and everybody that's still here. It's 2 a.m.
Thank you.
Appreciate so
y'all.
we've been grinding through a lot of night games. We might have another 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 in the playoffs. But next week, more than likely, should be a noon kickoff, I'd imagine, for the Bears.
3.
Regardless, it'll be a day game. But I do want to thank every single one of you guys that have hung out with us in these late after shows that we've done.
We definitely appreciate
We
y'all.
love you.
Yeah, I
We
mean, we've been
appreciate
growing
y'all.
this show, this specific iteration of what we do at CHGO Bears with Brick by Brick.
Our toenails aren't as crusty as you think. But
Yeah, absolutely. But we appreciate all you guys very much. So next week should be at a more reasonable hour. But also on Wednesday, New Year's Eve, we will have another episode of the Brick by Brick podcast, kind of looking ahead to the final week of the regular season. A 3 p.m. kickoff. DG Daniels is updating me. I hadn't gotten that confirmation.
Norton told me.
Norton. Okay, I didn't know that. I'm actually going to the game next Sunday. Are you going to be there? I know you go to a lot of games.
I might go.
So I'm going.
Okay.
Right.
So 3 p.m. slate, which means the game will end about 6. Yep. First post-game show will end about 8, and then we'll be rolling after that. So that's good. That means the tailgate will start at a decent hour next week. So we'll have a long day. Make sure you come out to our
check out that tailgate.
Final tailgate of the year at the corner of Wabash and Cermak. Go to allchgo.com/events and come on out. They have been unbelievable. The last one for the Packers game was
so you don't do tailgate in the playoffs?
We should, yeah. I mean, I can't confirm any of those plans because it's all extra. So we have to work those things out. But I know they're going to have some big things planned for the playoffs, whether it's tailgate, live show, whatever we're going to do. That's not my call, so I don't want to put Jake on the spot. Unless, Emma, do you want to make the call? What are we doing for play? Boat party. We can rent one of those hot tubs.
This time of year?
We can rent. There's this hot tub.
You're going to be right.
We can rent one of those.
You better. They're in the yachts. You better get a yacht.
They got these little hot tub boats you can take on the Chicago River. We can do that.
Negative. Negative.
What you mean we? Like,
keep on including us.
Tell me who we is.
We're a team
in that two-seater hot tub. Those are two-seater hot tubs.
We're a team. We're a team. Praven dropping in late with the $10 super chat saying driving back from Rockland Levi to Rockland.
That's
from
up Northern
Stadium.
California.
What a game! Lucky to have been there. Game at real speed is different than on TV. It's a game of high-speed chess. Can the D fix this to give us a shot at the Super Bowl? It's $1 million question.
Rockland. I grew up near Rockland.
Really?
So I know that, yeah.
Raven?
Yep. Leaving Levi Stadium. All right. That's a loyalist right there. That's good.
Shout out to Rockland.
Yes. And the question is, yes, they can fix this to give us a shot.
They got to put it all together, right? I mean, the Packers game, the defense showed up, and the offense took till overtime to show up.
Yep.
This time, the offense showed up, and the defense never showed up. So, like, they've got to put 4 quarters together of all 3 phases playing consistent football.
There you go.
It is.
That's the recipe.
But it is. Do your job.
So, hey, it's been a lot of fun. And we're keeping our head up all day long here on the Brick by Brick After Show. Thank you once again, everybody in the chat. Hit the like button one more time if you haven't already on your way out. Subscribe to the channel. Some big things planned for the week as we are getting ever so close to 100,000 subscribers. That's a big benchmark for any channel. It's a big time thing, and we're excited to celebrate that with all of you here in a couple days. So that wraps things up. Appreciate you, Jerry Azumah, Lance Briggs, bringing the heat, the passion, and the hard truths and the reality spray.
Right. All of it.
But we're looking ahead to the Detroit Lions here 1 week away. So we will see you on Wednesday for the Brick by Brick After Show. But tomorrow, programming proceeds. Hogan Johns early in the morning. Then CHGO Bears at 1 p.m. Professor Briggs will have his grades. Scared for the defense. And then after dark at 7 p.m. Central. So that's it. There's my Midwestern goodbye. Keep your head up. And always,
bear down.
We all silly like the mayor.